once in a while you're humbled. The other day I was at Carlingwood Mall, and I was walking along, and you know, as mayor, you get on TV a fair amount and in the newspapers, and people sort of take a double take once in a while, and they'll look at you, and you assume they know who you are. So this woman took a look at me, and she came up and said, "I've always wanted to meet you, Mr. Cullen." And then it was topped off a few years ago during an election campaign. I was canvassing in a senior citizens home in the West End. And I went up to this woman. She looked like she was a little over 90 years old. Put out my hand and I said, "Hello, do you know who I am?" And without missing a beat, she said, "No, but if you ask the nurse, she'll tell you who you are." First of all, I made a very solemn commitment to the public on October 25th. When I was campaigning and going door to door in your neighborhood and others throughout this wonderful city, I made a commitment that I would keep the tax rate at 2.5% or lower. And I'm pleased with yesterday's budget tabling that we did not only reach the 2.5, but we exceeded it by bringing in a budget at 2.45%, which met my objective, which met my pledge to you, the people of Ottawa. Staff actually put together the budget and showed it to the council the day everyone else saw it. There was, in other words, there was two sides to City Hall. There's the political side with your elected officials, and there's the public service side with the city manager and treasurer and his staff. And what we decided to do was to join forces and put together a document that we could both go out and support and defend. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here with you today, because I very much see my role now is to going out and explaining and selling the budget and listening to people on what we got right and what we didn't get right, so that as we go through the public consultation process, we can actually improve the document. I'm certainly committed to ensuring that we stick to our 2.45%, and if we can get it down lower, all the better. But I'm not prepared to start seeing it go up and up to past 2.5% or even past 2.45%. So what I wanted to do was to give you a little sense of some of the priorities that are in the document. I put together a little brochure. It's called Living Within Our Means. And it's at your table, and it goes through some of the highlights, but it also gives you the dates of the public meetings that are going to take place in the community. And I very much encourage you to go to these meetings, because it's a chance for you to get an overview of what's in the budget, offer your input, question, and then let your councillors and the city staff know if we're on the right path. $3.8 million, or $8 million rather, in savings due to the way we fill vacant positions. It's not going to go as fast, but it's going to save us a substantial amount of money. To the Transit Commission, we're estimating savings of $7.2 million in terms of changes that we will make this year, and $22 million next year. In addition, we have too much overtime that's spent at OC Transit. So I want to conclude by thanking the Nepean Chamber for the work that you do, the jobs you create, the taxes you pay to help provide the kind of social safety net and services that the city provides to its residents. I'd encourage you to go online, look at our budget in more detail than obviously I can give you today or in a brochure. And come to some of the town hall meetings, come to my Savings Summit, get involved in your city, because it is your budget, it's your city, and it's our common future together. We're blessed to live in this community. I wasn't born here. I was born in Montreal, and like so many other people, something lured me here. In this case, it was university, and I stayed. And then my parents moved here, because we have the best of both worlds. I've lived in Montreal, I've lived in Toronto, I've lived in Sarnia, I've lived in a small town, and we have the best of both worlds. We've got big city amenities, small town charm, and I'm very honored to be your mayor, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak. Thank you.